What's up, everybody? It's Von Bakenstein, and I wanted to make a quick video discussing potential timelines that might be in store for each of us. As you know, food and fuel are out of control. The supply chain is absolutely broken, demolished. China's not playing ball, and things are about to get really rough. So, one thing that I've recently done is buy a window air conditioning unit, a 12,000 BTU, which should cool down roughly 550 square feet. And what I bought that for is because I live in South Carolina. And here in South Carolina, summers are hot, summers are humid, and the supply chain is broken. There's people who are having problems getting HVAC parts for their homes, and there's like a 4 to 6 to 8 week, in some cases, backlog on some parts. So, me living where I live, our home in my entire our homes in my entire neighborhood were all built with undersized HVAC units, and there's currently a lawsuit going on with the homeowners versus the builders. But in the meantime, if I don't have HVAC in a hot and humid summer, somebody in my home could get sick. You figure that anytime there's extreme conditions, the very, very old, the very, very young, and people with uh, comorbidities are at risk. So, what I figure is if my HVAC unit goes down and we can't get it repaired soon, I am going to put this window unit in and basically tarp off part of my house to keep it cool. It's along the same lines of thinking, preparing for power outages. So, for instance, I live in an area where hurricanes are known to hit. So, I have a generator and I have a solar generator, and I've outfitted my pickup truck, my diesel truck, with a chip that puts it on high idle as one of the performance settings. And I replaced the 70 amp alternator with a 220 amp alternator. So it'll put out just under 3,000 watts of power without draining the batteries. That's a good amount of power. Hook that up to an inverter with the truck on high idle, and I could power a lot of stuff. So I have multiple lines of contingencies with regards to power and power generation. And it's my line of thinking is, well, depending on the situation, heat or cold air will be just as valuable or just as necessary, or sometimes even more necessary. These new homes are great at insulating, but once they get hot, they are hot on the inside. And these South Carolina summers are no joke. So personal my personal way of attacking that is to make sure I have power and make sure I have heaters for the winter and air conditioning for the summer. It's what I have to do for my family. People who live in other parts of the country, you need to anticipate all the potential timelines for where you live. That if you live in an earthquake prone area, you need to prepare for that. If you live in the western half or 2/3 of the United States, you need to prepare for power shortages because, one, supply chain disruptions are rampant right now. So transformers, switches, and other heavy duty electrical parts are in short supply. But also, because of the aging, failing, and underpowered power grid in the western half to 2/3 of the United States, people are going to be dealing with rolling blackouts and brownouts often. There's a lot of hydroelectric dams which are being shut down because of lack of water. It's a whole mess out there. So You need to prepare for all the different timelines that you might face. What does that mean? Be as independent as possible. When the system's messed up, when you can't trust the system, you need to trust yourself. Don't be a victim. Don't be reliant on a system you know doesn't work. All right? That might include moving. That might include getting a better paying job. That might mean having roommates to make ends meet, extra income. That might mean getting a second job. You need to anticipate and prepare. And really, doing whatever it takes to prepare for these alternate timelines is on you as an individual and as a prepper. There's going to be a lot of hard times coming for people. All right, you're going to be seeing less and less fat people walking around. You're going to see more people just walking around in general because fuel is about to be 10, 11 bucks a gallon. Oh. I personally anticipate that we have until mid-August to really prepare before we're priced out of most things. So like I said, I don't currently need a window air conditioning unit, but I will have one for when my HVAC goes down. I don't personally need portable heaters, but I have them for when my HVAC goes down. I don't, most of the days of the year, I have electricity, but I have multiple ways of making power when the power grid goes down. It's the same thing with being able to filter water when, as the just in case the municipal water supply has an issue, or being able to boil your water if there's an issue, or growing your own food, or contacting a CSA, or growing locally with different farmers, or talking to your neighbors, and you grow a bunch of peaches and they grow a bunch of pears and you guys switch. This year I'll grow squash and you grow tomatoes and we'll switch. I'll grow cucumbers and you grow onions and we'll switch. This is how things are done. You can try to do it all yourself and you can also network. But do everything you can now because time is fleeting. That's the thing that we're in short supply of at this point. In 2018, 2017, nobody was even talking about this stuff. Prepping was kind of still a fringe thing. Then in 2020, the great toilet paper shortage, prepping became a little more mainstream. People were like, oh, I don't even know what to do. All I know is I'm afraid. Well, now here we are, and we're being attacked literally and hypothetically from a lot of different angles. And it's up to you as an individual and you as your team or unit or network to make things happen. Prepare for all timelines. Think outside the box. Do what you have to do to survive and thrive. This is Von Bakenstein, signing out.